name's Gabriella. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. Today I wanted to talk about something very important when you're autistic. Special interests. I tried, okay? Words are hard today. It's one of those days. It's going to be an awkward video. Okay, so special interests. They're things that are very, 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 very important to an autistic person because they take up like 90% of our brain function. See, when you're autistic, sometimes, it's not everyone, but a lot of people get very, very, very interested in like one or two specific things. Sometimes a lot of them at the same time. But I'm gonna go with like the example of one specific thing, and that's like all that you can think about. And it's really hard to explain to people who don't experience it, because it's like, just think about something else. But you can't. It's the only thing that's there. Like for me, right now, I am obsessed with betta fish, okay? Fish. I actually have two fish. There's this one, his name is Icarus, and this one, whose name is Eliezer. They're good fish. Yeah, so my thing is betta fish. I am obsessed with betta fish. I do all kinds of research on it. I look into getting a bigger tank for Icarus because his is really tiny. It's the acceptable size. I did a lot of research, trust me, I know. And Eliezer's in a good tank. I'm not getting him a new tank. Like, it started whenever my friend gave me that fish, Icarus. Sorry, I'm pointing off that way because that's towards my bookshelf where Icarus is, and that way because that's towards my side desk thing because that's where Eliezer is. So I'm going to explain how I got into my special interest to try and give you like how this works. And plus I really want to talk about it, so that's another thing with special interest. It's very hard to find us talking about something that isn't one of our special interests. You know, them autisms, that's all we do. So my friend got me Icarus for my birthday. This birthday, my 16th birthday. And I didn't want a fish, which sounds really bad. I'm sorry to the friend who got me the fish, but you know this. We'd gone shopping together, and we'd walked in a pet store for a little bit. And I talked about how pretty I thought the fish were. And at the time that my birthday happened, this person didn't know too many things about me because we had only been friends for like a few months. And we'd only really been friends, like we'd met just a few months ago, but we'd only really been friends for like maybe a month. So they didn't know that much stuff about me, and they knew that I liked fish, so they got me a fish. And not only did they get me a fish, but they got me a tank and food and stuff, you know, the stuff that goes with it. So they got me this tank. Not a good tank. I do not use this tank anymore. Like you saw, I got real tanks now because this is not a tank that's big enough for a betta to fit in. I did some research right after I got it because I'm the kind of person that does a lot of research whenever I get a pet, whether I wanted it or not. And I found out that the smallest possible tank size was a 2.5 gallon. It is suggested that you have a 5-gallon tank for a betta fish. But I cannot afford 5-gallon tanks because those are expensive. Tanks are expensive. So I got my first fish, and as soon as we had time, we went out and we bought a tank and gravel and in-tank decorations and the right food. I don't have the right food right now because my dog eats my fish food. My dog eats my fish food. So I just have to get whatever I can, and right now I have some Walmart brand that isn't good, but I will be getting better stuff soon. I promise. I can't drive, so. Alright, so that's how I got interested in betta fish. And then I kept this fish for a while, and it was sitting on my desk for a bit, and then I had to buy a side table that Eliezer is now on, that you saw earlier. I bought that side table, and he was there for a little bit, and that wasn't working out. So I moved him over to the bookshelf where he fit better, and there was an extra shelf, so I'm like, yeah, he can live there. And then all of a sudden I'm struck with this. I keep doing research, and I keep doing research, and all of a sudden I'm struck with this desire. I'm like, I want another one. I want another betta fish. And by this point, I'd done enough research to know that getting a whole new fish and a whole new tank was gonna be so expensive. But I did it. I got a whole new fish. There's Eliza over there. You can't see him, but I can. I got Eliza. And that's like how it works with special interests. You get really, really interested in something. And my thing is, I buy a lot of stuff that's related to it, like merchandise, if it's like a fandom, or like I write fan fiction a lot if it's a fandom, because I'm a writer. I am a writer, and when it's fish stuff, I buy more fish things, and I do a lot of research, and I spend all of my time on it, and it consumes my every waking moment. So that's what a special interest is. And if you ever have an autistic friend that's like going on and on and on about one thing, and they keep telling you the same 3 stories over and over again about that one thing, that's why. It's because there's nothing else in our brain. I get it that we're kind of annoying because we keep saying the same things over and over again. We keep talking about the same thing. But imagine what it's like in our brains.